Happy Monday evening, everybody, and welcome to the Nona Boss Continuum. And with me tonight is Mr. Chris Hensley. Look, I got it right that time.
There you go.
Hey, everybody over there in chat. Thank you for being here. I do, on a serious note, though, I do want to just kind of ask everybody to just keep Connor Flynn, Bigfoot Anon. Everybody knows him in the community. His mother passed away, and I just want everybody to please lift him up in prayer and send him good vibes and spread the love and kindness over his way. And yeah, he needs us. He needs us. So
for sure, big prayers going out to Connor, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
His mom was a great mom too. So
yeah,
it's 9/11. I mean, it's a day we shouldn't forget, right? In general.
That's right.
So thanks to all you service people and
Yes.
family and friends, and prayers to anybody that lost anybody in 9/11, and we all remember those days. So definitely a somber day in a way, right?
Yeah.
But we'll make it cheerful.
Yeah. We'll have some fun tonight. We'll have a little fun tonight. Let's see who is in the house already. Oh, my mouse is apparently I need to get maybe a new battery for my mouse. That would probably be a good idea. So we have got Mr. Gary Spikes, who I'm going to see in just a few days. We've got Miss Judy Wheeler. Jean Hudson is also in the house. Hi, Jean. Let's see. I know I saw some other people here.
Auntie Venom.
Yeah, Auntie Venom is here. Let's see. Freaky Geek is also in the house. Mr. Brown Dwarf is here as well. Moon at Noon. Hi, how are you? Thank you for being here. Crystal J. Hi, Crystal J. Oh, look, Chris Hensley's here too.
Yep, I'm here.
Roger. Hi, Roger. How are you? Let's see. Hi, Val. Hi, Val. How are you, honey? Miss Catherine is also in the house. Miss Catherine K, who I'm also going to see this weekend. She's going to be there. And
very cool.
Yeah. And oh, hey, Ben, how are you? Good to see you, honey. How's it going in Nolans? And Miss Naomi Finn, hi, how are you? So glad you could be here. And Henry, oh, Pyromedic. I'm going to also see Pyromedic this weekend. See, he thinks I won't know who he is, but I will know who he is. Henry, hi, Henry, how are you? Hey, Kathy, how are you? I think I got everybody. Well, so I used to do this Bigfoot article thing with Matt, and we did a show together called Dive into the Depths. And I bought this gigantic book. I bought this huge book full of all of these like Bigfoot articles.
That's cool.
And
I think I've seen that, but
it's so cool. And it literally, they're all in chronological order.
Oh, really? By dates?
No way. Yeah, by the year. And So I think the first article was in 17 something or other. I can't remember now. I very late 1700s, early 1800s. Okay, so it was really interesting for us. So what we would do is I would read the article and then we just discuss it. And people really liked it because it was so. All these articles are just from all over the world, like all over everywhere, and it's like not really the world. These are all in the United States. But to see the progression of how they were kind of talked about in these articles, back in the 1800s, they were so revered. The Sasquatch were so revered and they were, respected, and they knew about that they were there. But then you start getting into the late 1950s, early 60s, all of a sudden, all of these articles, these newspaper articles, just take a dark turn, and then they start referring to them as monsters. So it was very strange to kind of see that transition happen over time in a lot of these articles. And I've been wanting to do this again. Oh, hey there. Hey, Shane. Welcome back. So and since I don't have Matt, I thought at least we would do one. You and I could do one together.
Sure.
And
absolutely.
I have so many from Florida too.
I got a few. I brought a few of my slideshows. Some of it's geared around giants, but at the same time, do we know if giants and Sasquatch aren't the one and the same? We don't know, right? So
That's right.
I brought a few articles too to kind of share.
Okay, cool. So I got, let's see here. I gotta bring it up. Hold on. There it is, page 1. And share. Can everybody see that? Everybody can see it, right? Okay. Because I can't see the chat when I have this open and while I'm reading. And I will tell everybody, I'm just going to put this out there. Sometimes these articles, because they literally are clippings from the newspapers themselves that they've copied and put into the book. So sometimes they literally don't say who the author is, or sometimes you don't even know it. It just says it's that's the last of the article, but it doesn't tell you
reference like where it was from.
Yeah. So only at the very bottom it'll tell you, and I'm gonna. It says this particular article was from the Hartford. What is it? Courant. February 3rd, 1974. And so this is page 1, and then I have the other page. I had to split them up to do screenshots of them. So, but I thought this was just a really interesting one. For a few.
You know what I found interesting on this one is right off the bat, I noticed that the size of that big footprint, the Bluff Creek, is about the size we find.
Yeah,
when we find it, it's usually the 16-inch by 4.5, 5-inch. That's typically what it is. It's funny how it's real similar.
All right, so we will, let's see. So I will just read this article. So again, it doesn't say who the author is. It doesn't say who actually, sometimes it'll say it, like who wrote the article, but this one didn't. So I'm sorry, guys. Maybe if somebody can find it, put it in the comments. I'd appreciate that. Okay, so it says, we're going into what country? Inquired my wife, peering at me over a pile of camping gear on the floor. Bigfoot country, I replied, waving a roll of topographical maps. You want to visit the redwood forests in Northern California, right? Well, nearby is a big wilderness area where people claim to have seen a creature they call Bigfoot. That's the area I want to visit. Look, she said, hoisting one of my size 14 hiking boots. She was waterproofing. any country you hike in automatically becomes Bigfoot country. First of all, I loved that. I was dying laughing so hard because it's like I could so hear so many spouses, male and
Hmm.
female, saying the same
Yeah, going
thing.
back and forth, yeah, for
Yeah,
sure. Yeah, I thought that was pretty comical too when I read it.
it's
It's
pretty
good.
funny. Hold on, my mouse is messing up, guys. Come
And
on.
that's 14 inches with shear, right? Imagine stumbling across toes,
Right?
16 inches. So you
Could you
know it's something
imagine?
really large, right?
Yeah. Such homegrown humor notwithstanding, there is an area in Northern California known as Bigfoot Country. It also, as you can see from the map, extends northward through Oregon. I'm going to show you guys the map on page 2. So they split it up in the maps on a separate page. It also, as you can see from the map, as you can see from the map, extends northward through Oregon, Washington, and on into Canada. In this territory, where the undergrowth is often so dense, you can lose your trail. You can lose your trail simply by moving a dozen yards off of it. Gigantic tracks have been seen and photographed, and eyewitnesses have reported seeing a huge, hairy creature walking upright in a man-like manner. From the eyewitness reports, the length of the stride and the depth of the bare feet sink into the snow, mud, sand, or dirt. It appears that the creature stands 7 to 8 feet tall, weighs over 500 pounds, and can cover 5 feet in a single step. Known variously to the Indians as Sasquatch, Oma, Gilyak. I don't know how to say that. Dinosoqua, I think I got it. Buckwaz, Sikata, or no, Seatic, that's it. And a host of other local tribal names. The creature, because the size of its tracks, is simply called Bigfoot. Of course, speaking of it in the singular is incorrect. I found this sentence right here so weird. So listen to what he says. He says the many eyewitness reports and the scores of tracks found over many thousands of square miles of wilderness areas here and in Canada mean many creatures, herds, flocks, tribes. And then he says tribes. It could be the Bigfoot using the colloquial term of the country could be our relatives, very low on the evolutionary scale. I can't talk today. Barely above the great apes, perhaps. But this is getting ahead of our story. When did it all start? These tracks and reports of hairy humanoids and what was a Connecticut family doing in the California wilderness hunting one. See how he says that? He's like, oh, there's all these reports that there's like there's so many everywhere. And then he's like, but what were we doing just hunting one? It was so
Hmm.
weird. The
Yeah.
beginning is lost somewhere in the midst of time. It must be remembered that the white man has known the Pacific Coast region of North America for only relatively a brief period. The Spanish, it is true, were there before the first British colonists landed in what is now New England. But their mission, which were small ones, extended north only to the San Francisco Bay Area, further north in the region of present day Vancouver, Canada, where trappers and fur traders of the famed Hudson Bay Company, between them and the Sasquatch enclaves to the south, lay tens of thousands of square miles of well nigh impenetrable wilderness. It was not it was not until 1840s when settlers rumbled over the Oregon Trail in covered wagons and miners rushed into the California gold fields that white men in any substantial numbers began to enter Bigfoot territory. And as they did, so Indian tradition tells us the Bigfoot faded back into the wilderness. The wilderness is still there, More than 54,000 square miles of it lies between the Bay Area and the Canadian border. Tens of thousands more miles are north of that border. Within it, the woods and underbrush are so thick as to limit visibility to scant yards. There are relatively few roads and fewer trails. What roads there are into the wilderness are dirt roads built for logging, and none of them penetrates the forest very deeply, and many are abandoned. So that's page, and then I got one more page. Almost done, guys. Many have been abandoned and in poor repair. The poor access and rugged terrain discourage hunting and fishing. Can you guys see that?
No, for some reason it didn't come up.
Hold on. Wait, sorry, guys. Didn't pop up. Now you can?
Yep.
Okay, cool. All right. The poor access and rugged terrain discourage hunting and fishing, while lack of scenic splendor sends hikers elsewhere. Almost the only people who choose to go deep into Bigfoot territory are timber cruisers, Forest Service personnel, and Bigfoot researchers. What may be the first report of tracks in the vast wilderness came in 1811, when David Thompson, a trapper and explorer, was crossing the Rockies near the site of present-day Jasper in British Columbia. In his journal, he wrote of finding the track of a large animal, the length 14 inches by 8 inches in breadth, and he was clearly of two minds about it. I held it to be the track of a large, old, grizzled bear. Yet the shortness of the nails, the ball of the foot, and its great size was not that of a bear. His companions, a mixed group of whites and Indians, were firm in not accepting that it was a bear track. Unfortunately, the description is not sufficiently detailed to settle the matter one way or the other. And that's it. It just ends there.
Darn
but I
bear.
like his little map. his little map.
Yeah, it's got little sightings.
Yeah,
I like it.
It's got sightings. This is like, the 1974 version of the Bigfoot mapping project.
There you go. This is where it all started.
Bigfoot territory, USA.
That's wild. You can tell just how old that article is by the way it's written. I mean, you're having a hard time even reading it because it doesn't flow like they write
Yes.
nowadays. It's totally, I mean, it just shows you right there.
Yeah, like like some of the other ones from the 1800s were even harder. I would make Matt like read a lot of them. So I'm like, Matt, I don't know what that word even means. I'm like, I gotta look it up.
Yeah, it's definitely different.
Yeah.
There's one spot on there that refers to. Go back into the second page if you can pull that back up.
Okay.
I thought it was kind of stuck out at me when I was reading it.
All right. Which one?
Page before that.
Not this one with the map?
No. That one doesn't work at all.
My goodness, this is just.
What I was doing there.
I know. Hold on. I gotta go back in it. I had to take it out and then start over here. For some reason, they don't want to stay. This one.
The next page. Wait.
Wait.
Okay, it was up there. Hold on, right there. He's talking about could be our relatives very low on the evolutionary scale, barely
Yes.
above the great apes, perhaps. And isn't that a mindset at one point in time that we're above everything, right? How do we know? How do we know where they stand? Because obviously they're pretty smart, and we can't seem to catch them or find them too well.
Right? I know.
Outsmart us all the time in many ways.
Yep.
So it would be, to me, you have to be determined.
Well, another thing too is when I read that, I thought to myself, I wonder in 1974 when he wrote this article, what was their understanding of the great apes, right? Like, in order to kind of gauge that, you'd have to kind of know a little bit, like, what, I don't know what their mindset or what information they knew about the great apes back then. I don't know.
Yeah, they've learned a lot since then too, right? So
Yeah. But the description is exactly the same as everything that we hear now. I mean, huge, hairy creature walking upright, right? The, like a man, the prince. The only thing I found weird was that when he said that the prince, they sink into like snow, mud, sand, and dirt. I don't know, because that doesn't always happen, right? Depending on the substrate, but it stands 7 to 8 feet tall, weighing over 500 pounds, can cover 5 feet in one step. So it's kind of,
well, maybe they were a little more lackadaisical themselves back then. There wasn't much population, and there definitely wasn't that much population looking for said Bigfoot. So I would think that they would maybe not care as much. I think they are smart enough to cover their tracks quite a bit too.
I think you're right about that. I think that they're smart enough to also know that if they walk here, they're going to leave prints. And if they walk here, they're not going to leave prints. I
I
really
look for
believe that.
prints off the trails, to be honest with you, or just to the side of the trails. That's where I usually look and see if you can catch one slipping.
Yep.
You'll find the impressions there, it seems like, more than on the trails or crossing the trail.
Right. Yeah. I mean, the prints that Matt and I have found have always been off trail. Always off trail. I mean, I like, even when I was hiking last weekend, like, even with all of the mud everywhere, and I couldn't go off trail because I promised Matt I wouldn't, because I was doing a solo hike. So I couldn't go chasing down what I like to go chasing down. Because I love to go off trail. I never stay on the trails. I never do. I'm always like, I want to go over there, and then I want to go over there.
Yeah, we have a friend of ours that was down in, I think Big Bear Island or Bear Island or whatever it's called down there,
Oh yeah, I want to go
and
there.
they had found some really good trails. It was getting really at night, and they had some nice prints with like perfect print, toes, everything. And it was getting late, and they're like, "Well, we'll just mark this, and we'll come back in the morning." Came back in the morning, the marker was moved, everything was white clean, like
Yeah,
completely clean, and they GPSed it, they knew exactly where it was, and like, okay, what would do that? And then they said they were the only ones out there. It was because you have to have a special permit to go out there anyway. And
oh, you do, to go out to Bear Island?
mhm, the camp and
Is that
stuff, yeah.
always,
And you
well,
can get a
there
$5,000 fine if you get caught. And I think he actually got caught one time. That's why we know about it.
well, there is this one campground that I want to go to, and it's kind of out that way, kind of towards Bear Island a little bit, and it's called like Pink Jeep Trail, or Pink Jeep something. Anyways, there's only 4 camping spots, and it's like, primitive camping, but but it clearly tells you, like, you have to have an off-road vehicle to get there. And I'm
Oh
like,
wow.
darn it, I don't have one of those. Maybe someday.
Well, apparently you can get to some spots out there without even having that. So you should check it out.
I know.
I need to be
I
closer to you
know.
than where you went to last time.
Huh?
It's probably be closer to you than where you went to last time.
No, it's like right around the same area,
Is it?
I think. Yeah. Or no, it's a little further, actually. It's a little further than where I went last time. Because I'm so far east, and it's like I have to go trekking across, you know? That's okay. I'll find, I mean, I have areas over here too, but I don't know. I like to go to different places and check out different places.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I can't stand hitting the same spot all the time.
Yeah. I mean, I want to, you know what I mean? Like, I like to go and explore new spots, and, I don't know. It's going to be a new spot in Ozark this week.
No doubt. I'm jealous. That sounds like it's going to be fun. Hope you guys have some good experiences up there.
I'm really hoping so. Hi, Flat Rock. Yes, we did. We talked about that right at the beginning of the show and asked everybody to please keep Connor in their prayers and his whole family. Hey there, Jay. How are you? I don't see you around as much, Jay. Miss ya. And then you had found, let's talk a little bit about this other video that you sent me, and then I can, hold on, take this. I can't get this thing out of here. Hold on, stop screen. There we go. This video. So maybe some of the people are not, maybe some of the people aren't up on the show that I was on Grizzly's show. You were there. Barb was there, Barb Hartman. And we were talking about the Lower Swanee, hunting guide, where it talks about that it's illegal to take a skunk ape or a swamp ape. And on air, Grizzly called the phone number that's on the pamphlet.
Yeah,
and
he was like, I want to know what a skunk ape is, so I'm going to ask them. And sure, boy, did he. Boy, did he. He couldn't get them to answer anything. That's what was driving us crazy. And it was like, they would not say what a skunk ape was. He's like, well, if I take one, then I need to know what it is. You said right here in the pamphlet that you can't take one. And I wanted to, I couldn't keep a straight face to save my life. I don't know how he did it, to be honest with you. He was cool as a cucumber.
And I had to keep muting myself because I was laughing so hard. I couldn't even breathe at some points. I was laughing so hard.
It was hilarious.
Oh my God. Y'all have to go and check that out. It was hilarious. But
I was dying. I had to mute myself too, so don't feel bad. I was totally with you there.
Oh, you almost fell off your chair once.
I think all three of us did that. I mean, it was just. And the one girl, really, I thought she was gonna say something because she was right there. I mean, you could hear her cracking her voice at the end, like she was laughing. She wouldn't give up. The other one was stone cold. She could have been a poker freaking, a dealer at the blackjack table or something in the Vegas because she was so cold.
Yeah, she was so deadpan, and I mean, she was straight business. She was
not waver one bit.
Yeah, she definitely.
She's like that. She's that old librarian that would not give you a break.
Yeah, right, and never cracked a smile. And the steely eyes. I can almost picture her like sitting there on the phone, like I don't know. It was just so funny. Yeah, it was hilarious. But so we talked about that. And I guess I could show it for everybody. I do have it. Hold on. Let me grab it, guys.
And funny because I went and looked for it and I found that same pamphlet very easily. It's still live and it's still on the internet.
I mean, it's the 2320. It's the 2324. So it's the most recent brochure. Right?
Yep.
So
right in your government pamphlets and hunting says do not take skunk ape.
Under the hog section of all places.
Of all things, yes. They kind of just snuck it in there like maybe nobody will notice. But we've got questions. We need these answered. We need to call again. I want to see how many different people we can get on the phone and just keep grilling them.
Is that big enough for everybody to see?
Yep.
It's right here in the middle of the screen. Is under the hog section. It says there is no taking of swamp or skunk apes. Yeah. That's what it says.
But if you ask them, they can't give their opinion. So what do you think that's about? What's your rational thought?
That they can't. Why they can't give their opinion? You mean?
Why do they put this in there? And maybe because of that as well. I don't know. But
my opinion in this, the reason it's there, in my opinion, it's not for awareness. Because if it was there to bring people's awareness to their existence and to be careful and not to take them, they would have their own little section, just like there's a section for the deer and the waterfowl and all of that. There's a section for all these different animals and species, but they, in my opinion, put it in there. So just in case you call them up and go, hey, look, this is what I got. I think I killed a skunk ape. They can come and go, well, clearly says right here, you're not allowed to do that. So it's ours now. We're confiscating it. Bye-bye.
Mm-hmm.
Bye-bye. Belongs to us now. Bye-bye. Bye,
But yet
Felicia.
they want to find it, right?
But they won't. That's right.
Yeah.
What is their definition of a swamp or a skunk ape?
So,
It
and the
makes
fact
no
that it
sense.
is actually falls in the federal side, it's even though it's Swanee River region or whatever, it's actually under the federal Fish and Wildlife.
Yeah.
That gives them a federal level to come confiscate.
Federal level.
Mm-hmm. So they'll show up with the
Big.
Black Hawk helicopters and the Men in
Yeah.
Black and whatever else to come get it from you, which we've heard stories of that.
Yeah, we have. And I mean, because think about it though. We have all of these other areas that have hunting brochures. I have not been able to find this wording in any other brochure.
Hmm.
So I don't think it's about awareness. And the one guy I talked to literally said he didn't even know it. He didn't even know that was in the pamphlet. And he told me that was the area, one of the main areas that he worked. And he was an FWC officer. So he didn't even know it was there.
Well, it's such a little shady spot. I mean, they're hogs, and it says no size or bag limits for hogs, and that kind of is like, okay, well, I'm done reading that section. It tells you everything you need to know about hogs. And in the slide, there's no taking of swamp or skunk apes in that. And if it was about awareness, they would have their own section saying, all right, like legal deer, you got to have this, or,
Right.
it should be called out separately anyways, but there's no description of it because I don't know if they want to admit that the fact that they do exist.
Right.
So,
Which brings you and I to our next point. And I'm going to share this other video. I won't get in trouble, right? It's commentary. It is entertainment. It's commentary, right? Commentary and for entertainment purposes
entertainment
only.
purposes only. Yep. And don't take any skunk ape. You'll be fine.
Yes, exactly. And all right, so now I've got to remember how I
Good
did
luck if you
this.
did try to do that.
Right? So true. Okay, hold on.
You'd be a fool.
I gotta see how to share this. Hold on. And it's funny because before the show I tested it out. I was like, oh, I can do it. All right.
You
So
share the screen.
yes. All right.
I don't know how to do it on your Apple. So
I know. I'm trying to okay, I have it here. Okay, guys, this is a video. And let's see, Chris, let's do it this way. So we don't get copyright infringements and all that good stuff. I'll have to put in the description maybe something that says something to the effect of you and I are doing a reaction video to this video.
There you go.
That's what we're doing right now. Okay.
So make sure you react to it.
Okay. Can you guys see it?
We let all our commenters react to it too. So that's part of it.
That's true. That's true.
Right?
Everybody in chat is also going to be reacting to the same video.
Bingo.
All right.
Yep,
Here we go. Oh, wait. No, hold on.
Did you activate your audio?
Hold on. I know there was one more thing I wanted to do. I wanted to put it on, I think, full screen, right?
Yeah.
Full screen. And to do that, I think I have to do that. Is it full screen now?
Yep.
Okay. Ready? Here we go.
Survival school. Topography map. What makes this United States military issued topography map of Washington State so very interesting is dangerous animals, spiders, scorpions, plants, poisonous plants. But now pay attention. There's no editing in this video whatsoever. One take. Sasquatch. Listed under dangerous animals. So, is that proof that Sasquatch really does exist? This is not a trick. This is not an edited video. This is a map that was issued by the United States federal government, Air Force. This is a topography map.
The church.
Well, I don't think we wanted to watch search anything about this church. Oh, all I need is 60 minutes to come after me now. Don't need that kind of problems.
We love 60 minutes.
I love 60 minutes too, but I don't want to get in trouble either. That's also a reaction video. It was a reaction.
Yes, we definitely all reacted.
We all reacted. We all reacted.
It was a oops reaction.
You know
I
what?
put in the comments the link to that YouTube video if you ever want to watch it after the fact for anybody.
Yes, absolutely. And Freaky Geek, you know what? I asked Chris the same thing. I said, the only thing it didn't say when it was actually published, you know?
I'm sure we can probably find out. I think it's out there. Once again, I did dig that up from a while back on the Mid Florida Bigfoot Group's site because I actually posted it. I found a different version of it. That one too didn't have the date, but I want to say somebody posted the actual date of when it was taken.
Yeah,
I had to do some research, but it's still pretty cool though.
Can we put it in the show notes too? I think I can, yeah. Hold on. Wait 1 second. I saw Neoma made a good comment too. Where did it go?
And sometimes why I shared it, and I think it's important to share it, is because when you are streaming up a stream, it starts dummying down the quality, as you know. If you guys watch it on your own, and not only that, even when you're watching any stream, quite often YouTube will default you to a lower grade stream. So if you want to increase the quality, I would suggest to do that up front ahead of time just to make sure you get the highest quality and then rewatch it.
Right. You can change it from 740 to 1080.
HD
but
sometimes.
Yeah, but isn't it you have to do it every video you watch? Like you can't
Yes, that's why I'm saying it defaults you back sometimes. So.
It defaults you back to 740, I think, right? So what is
I don't think it wants you to do, if it's an HD video, I think it kicks you back to 720. If you want to watch it in HD, then you have to watch it or select it.
Neoma makes a good point. She says, here's my reaction. So is the military requiring Bigfoot to sign up for selective service now?
I'm sure they're issuing Social Security cards too, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sure they would put them in service if they could. Who knows?
Some maps are printed yearly, while others every 10 years or so, is why I ask. Yeah, and in that person's show notes, I went back to kind of look to see. I was looking to see if there was a year there. And I think he posted it 3 months ago? He posted it 3 months. Hold on, let me just.
That one's 2 months ago, but I don't know if that was the original poster. You know what I mean? That might
be
a rip off somebody else's.
Oh, hold on. I'm just gonna look in the little thingy here. Hold on. See if it says in that.
It doesn't go any higher than 480, unfortunately.
Yeah, he posted it 2 months ago. So, but it doesn't say where
aged.
It is pretty aged. If I had to guess, if I was gonna guess, I would probably say that's a map because it doesn't look like it's that old. I would say 60s. I would say 50s or 60s, maybe.
I just found a link coming off of that. It's talking about it, so I'll see if it's got any information on it.
Oh, Raymond, you make a really good point. Maybe that's why Bigfoot is homeless like so many vets. I did a fundraiser too. Hey, Gary, Gary Spikes, if you still have that link to the 22 a day movement, if you could throw that in there for me, I would love you for it. Because I did, Raymond, I did do a show with DA Roberts a couple weeks ago, and we definitely were plugging that. That is an amazing, every penny goes towards the veterans. It is absolutely 100%. Those funds go to the veterans. So if you guys want to give to an amazing charity, amazing, movement, definitely 22 a day movement. There it is. Military Veteran Project, 22 a day movement. Thank you, Gary. I love you. Mwah. Hey there, Lenny. How are you? I didn't see you sneak in. Let's see. There was another comment that I missed. Brian, thanks. The sad part is Bigfoot could be one of that. That word, because gonna really probably not. Yeah, I don't need to be on their radar either.
Now I want to know what he said.
You sneaked in late, Lenny. Yeah, like who knows? Like, never know. Hold on, let me fix my screen here. Why does my screen look so tiny? That's not the right screen either. What is it doing?
Find this.
Remove. Stop. Okay, there it is. Now I see it. Thank you, Gary. Yes, guys, please hit the like button. Please, please, please. It's free. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. That is also free. If you also want to support the channel, help keep the lights on around here, I'd appreciate it. You can do that. Super chat, super thanks. You can join the channel. It's pinned at the top of the comments section, the link to join if you want to become a member of the channel. Gary Spikes is a member. Also, Lenny is also a member. And I thank you guys so much. Krista is also a member. Cynthia Prince. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. It does help. It really does.
I think I found a little better version of that, and I'm trying to get it to you, Marty.
Okie doke. I have Facebook open if I need to grab it from there.
I sent it to you on Facebook. The guy posted it on TikTok, but it looks like a much clearer version. So I think whoever put it on YouTube stole it off of this guy's, and then when he blew it up, it kind of pixelated it. That one looks like what I remember it looking like.
Okay, so let's see if I can
try to see if that'll work for you. And it may be a smaller screen, but you can actually make it out a little bit better.
So how do I share it? Do I wait, I have to download it, right?
I don't know what it came across on your side. Did it? Try opening up and playing it right there in Facebook, and then you should be able to share your window.
Okay.
You have to pause it after you start it. But
all right, let's try it. I'm definitely no guru at this. Yeah, see, I don't. It's so tiny. I think it's gonna come across tiny.
Yeah, it may.
Hang on.
But actually, sometimes that increases resolution. So
I got it. Hold on. think I got it.
Sorry, guys. You know how it is with Marty.
Thanks,
Be
Chris.
patient. Be patient.
Thank you so much. I love your support. I love your support and encouragement. Thanks so much, Chris.
We all struggle on it sometimes. I know I do occasionally too.
It's okay because I deserve it.
I can never get the sound to work when I pull up the videos, or I would have just played it myself.
I deserve it though because I literally mispronounced your name once, so that won't
That's what you get.
again. I learned from my mistakes the first time around. Well, unless it's technical stuff, that's a different thing. I can do it 100 times.
So true, right?
All right, let's try this one more time here. Let's see. Okay, now I got it up. It's big. It's bigger, but let's see if we can.
It'll be a clearer video, at least, if anything. So.
All right, let's see. Nope, that didn't work. Oh, it did work. It did work.
Yeah, it's there.
Okay, ready? Because I can't go. Yeah, I can't go full screen on it. All right, here we go.
School.
You can. It shows on the right.
Topography map. What makes this United States military issued topography map of Washington State so very interesting is dangerous animals, spiders, scorpions, plants, poisonous plants. But now pay attention. There's no editing in this video whatsoever. One take. Sasquatch. Listed under dangerous animals. So, is that proof that Sasquatch really does exist? This is not a trick. This is not an edited video. This is a map that was issued by the United States federal government, Air Force. This is a topography map, of course, survival school.
It's a smaller screen, but you can see how much more clear that one is.
All right, now it doesn't want to stop. There we go. Okay, I got it. I got it.
Yay.
You're in good hands, Chris Hensley.
You got this. So I sent a link also that has that video if you guys want to see that. It's in the I don't know, News Air Force Bigfoot link I just sent.
And Brian says does make the map look newer and not aged, 1970s maybe. I don't know. It's
pretty
just
aged there, Brian.
It's so weird. I don't know why the guy didn't mention, like he says it's from Washington State, United States Air Force. So it's so strange that he didn't say what year, like that it was printed, or that it was published or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we can blow it up. But there's a spot where it looks like it might show some of that information, and now that clearer version might be able to make it out or do a little more research on it. But it's still pretty cool. And Brian, you say not age 1970s, but you know what the kids are nowadays? They're saying, "Oh, you're born in the 1900s." The 1900s.
My grandson literally said to me one time, because I don't know what I was doing, and I had to put in my birth date, and I'm just doing this. And he's like, "Wow, Nona, you're really old." I'm like, "Yeah, I am." Like, thank you. Appreciate it, TJ. Appreciate you.
Love you.
Shout out, TJ.
Oh, you're right, Gary. They do.
Yeah, the military know about a lot of things they are not allowed to speak of.
Compartmentalization, what it's called.
Yes. Moon at Noon says 40s or 50s if real. Those were hand drawn, not graphics. Really? Oh, yes. I also noticed the Bigfoot it said Sasquatch, and then underneath it in parentheses, it said BIG space FOOT. So it wasn't one word, it was 2 words. So I noticed that. That was strange to me too. So I don't know if that might say.
Don't know.
Henry says, back in my day, no pictures either.
Imagine that they could have had pictures in some of those articles that you read about the Bigfoot stuff, or even some of the ones I've got about giants. And imagine if they took more pictures back then, or had abilities to take more pictures back then. See what they would have shown. You know what I mean? They got all these descriptions about stuff we can read about it, but we can't really see it.
Gary, I know you keep calling me a youngster, and that's why I love you. Keep you around for my ego. Kevin says, Google dangerous animals of Washington State and see what comes up. Okay. Let's see.
Sasquatch.
Dangerous.
Brian, you should have handed that plate back to her. Oh, you didn't. She didn't give it to you. He says, I went to put a plate on my 1970 Chevelle, same year as me. And the lady asked me if I wanted an antique plate. And he said, I aged 10 more years at that comment.
Okay, so this is from the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife. This is their website. Let's see. Let me share my screen. Where is it? No, that's not it. Here it is. Ha! I'm getting better at this, Chris Hensley. Okay?
There you go. There you go.
I am getting better at this. Of course, I just lost the page. Just scroll. But hold on. Where did it go? Oh, I found it. Never mind. Okay. Dangerous wildlife. Doesn't. What should I click on, Chris? Species, ecosystems, living with wildlife.
At risk species. No,
Yeah.
endangered.
Wolf, cougar, and grizzly bear. I'm not really seeing.
Oh, they're not going to put it on there.
No.
It's weird how it only shows up on the Swanee. They just got to sneak it in there somewhere. You know what I mean?
Yep. They have to. What is you tell? You tell me what you think it's about. You tell me.
I think it's exactly that. If you do happen to find one and the report goes out, that they have the official rights to it, because you're not supposed to take it.
Yeah, Roger. Bigfoot is like Santa Claus on Christmas. I actually have a short on my channel if y'all want to check it out, because we used our FLIR and my son dressed up like Santa, and we got FLIR footage for my grandchildren, Santa bringing like presents. It was fun. Shane says, age is just a number, Marty and Chris. You're right. It is a number. It's a big ass number at this stage in my life. Okay. It's a very big ass number. It's a very big ass number. Okay. Just saying. All right. Ain't no way you feel that old at 32, sweetheart. Ain't no way. Well, we have come to our hour, and I can only keep you for an hour because you have another show. You want to promote your show for tonight over there on Grizzlies on the Hunt?
Yeah, feel free to join us over at Grizzlies on the Hunt. I'll share a link here in a minute. I think we're talking about chupacabras. That's another one I'm totally unprepared for. So been so busy working, I had too much prep time, but it'll be interesting. I know Grizzly wants to talk about it, and there's some stuff I did do a little briefing on it, and I'm interested to see what he thinks about all the different variations of chupacabras.
Yeah,
How
because
there's like so many different kinds of variations. It's weird.
there's a lot of strange, like it's almost like there's no two reports that sound the same. There are so many different descriptions of chupacabra. So this is going to be an interesting show. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, Roger, he's back there. My Santa Squatch. Let me move my mic a little bit. So there he is. He's back there.
Your Yeti.
My Yeti. I love my Yeti.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to do some more articles. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool. I always find them fascinating. It's amazing because that to me is so much evidence. It's just,
It is.
I mean,
Listen.
and then things were much less censored back then. You know what I mean? For the
Yeah.
old stuff, they just kind of threw it out there. Then after, and just like you were saying, how everything turned all scary and like monstrous was
Yeah.
also kind of about the same point in time. Like, oh, you're crazy if you saw something like that, or it became
Mhm.
squashed. And I think that censoring of all of it, it kind of damaged the reputation. Obviously, there's not always good reputation involved with Sasquatch, but at the
Yeah.
same time, it's widely
Well,
misunderstood and buried by a lot of people who did have encounters because they were scared to even come forward and talk about it.
that's right. But I don't think that they were scared. I feel like there's more people that were afraid of the ridicule, not the actual encounter itself. So
Correct.
I feel, like it's a really, in a way, it's a sad thing to see because I can tell you one of these articles, 1800 and something, I don't even know. It might have been 1888, 18, whatever. I remember the guy, they were literally on a boat going down a river. He's telling the story of he's got these like guides with him, and he starts talking about that they see this female. He describes her. He even describes her as being beautiful. He even had to tell the guy not to shoot her. He's like, don't shoot her. Don't do that. Like it's such a different perspective than what we have now. And it leads you to think maybe it was some of the hype around the scary encounters is more of a disinformation campaign than in reality. I don't know.
It'd
I
be
could be
interesting.
100% wrong.
You sit there and read that book probably for hours and hours and hours, and it's probably very. I would think it'd be amazing just to see all the similarities and the stories across the regions and how they all match up
Yeah.
and some of the dissimilarities too. I'm sure there's different things that happen as well.
Hmm.
So it'd be cool to
Yeah.
catalog all that and you've seen Val Grizzly's show before, that last one, Rolling the Bones. You know about his database, right?
Uh-uh.
He's got, because being a police force, he's gotten his hands on database, and he's basically a data, he calls himself a data miner, and he
Mm.
continually brings in new information, I think from various police forces and other places where these are encounters, things that have happened. We're talking many gruesome, some just minor things, but he has every single word of any encounter, so he can look up railroad,
Wow.
clothes or whatever, and he can pull up any instances that had a Bigfoot sighting around the railroads or that involved clothing and stuff like that. So it's crazy. So the stuff that he's got, I wish I could just thumb through it and play with it, but he kind of keeps it near and dear to himself. But he does talk about it on the show. So if you ever want to have interest in thinking about things, of it's something that you would find curious, feel free to mosey over there on Sunday nights. I think 5 p.m. Grizzly has them on,
Okay.
and yeah, he's got a plethora of database, like bigger than Pilates. Pilates actually wanted his information. He told him to pound sand.
Wow.
Yeah.
Not surprising.
Yeah. He don't even like him too much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
We were at the same conference, I think, you and I. We didn't know each other then, but we were at that same conference. You probably saw the same behavior I saw. So from those who shall not ever be named, let's say that, right?
Yeah, there's some folks that have some egos that are involved, and it's
yeah.
Oh, and prayers to Jeff Meldrum too. Hopefully he's doing better as well. So
Yes, that's true.
apparently he
I'm
fell
sorry, I forgot
ill.
about that. Absolutely. Everybody pray for Jeff Meldrum. He, I guess, had some sort of a medical event during the Alaskan Bigfoot cruise. He is okay and doing well. And, but yeah, everybody can definitely be praying for him as well. So, what I have coming up, I've got tomorrow night is my 100th episode celebration with my two boys.
Nice.
So definitely come and hang out with us. I'm sure that it's going to be very, very, very funny.
What time?
I know my kids, they troll me 24/7. Matt,
time is it?
even this past week, went as far to troll me by the US via US mail. He's a gem, my kid. Like both of them are so much fun. And so that's tomorrow night at 9 o'clock. They have little ones. So 9 o'clock, couldn't do an 8 o'clock show. Sunday, I'm leaving Wednesday to go to Ozark, Missouri. I'm leaving Wednesday. And my next show is going to be, I decided to take my interview that I did with Shane Carpenter from December of last year, 2022. And it's a 2.5-hour episode. It is Shane Carpenter revisited for all my new people. I have so many new subscribers since that aired, and I know you guys are going to love it. And I felt like it was really fitting to air that, since I'm going to be in Ozark hanging out with Mr. Shane Carpenter. So check that out. That will be on Sunday at 2 p.m. And then Monday night is the pre-record that I did with Mr. Hensley here. We talked about Green Bank, West Virginia. Trust me, guys. It's a cool episode. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. You don't want to miss it.
Very interesting place.
Yeah.
And
Eric from Paranormal Highway, do not do a show on Green Bank, West Virginia until after my show airs. Okay? Then you can do a show on Green Bank, West Virginia. Lee. Hi, Lee. Hi, Lee. Miss you. I will have a good time, Eric. It's going to be a blast, and I can't wait. It's going to be a lot of fun. So that's all the announcements I have. Thank you guys for being here tonight. We really appreciate it. And one more thing. Wait, where did it go? There it is. Please remember, what do we always say here at the Nonopause Continuum? Remember to spread love and kindness wherever you go.
Bye.